Welcome to Beyond the Headlines on the WNBD Plus app, where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. I'm Brianna Rittman.
And I'm Cameron Main. Today we're talking about looking at gas prices and what Illinois drivers could be facing. Then we learn about a teacher in the Twin Cities who won a major award.
And lastly, a movie that's being filmed in Peoria will film a scene right here in town tomorrow. We've got all the details on that later in the show. But our first story of the day, gas prices could see a hit if federal regulations are not changed. Cameron's in the hot seat now to go over what's happening in the fuel industry. So Cameron, explain the issue at hand. What is it all about?
I'm going to try my best explaining this because this is a very, very complicated issue. So basically, you may have heard of E10, E15 fuel. That basically means how much of that fuel is made up of ethanol, 10%, 15%. Now, Illinois has wanted the country to adopt E15 fuel. So it decided to do this thing where we're like, okay, we're only going to accept E15 fuel, basically. And it's a bit fluid. There's obviously different types of fuel, but they're trying to enforce this E15. But the problem is, during a certain time of the period, they cannot actually pump E15 properly, or it would be too expensive. So there have been these emergency waivers that get put into effect that basically go, all right, that come from the US EPA. They go, okay, we're going to run this waiver, and it basically covers the cost so that the consumer or the person at the pump doesn't see that increase. Well, what's happened is a change in federal policy made by the Trump administration. Is they're like, we're not going to make those emergency waivers anymore. Okay. So now a bunch of lawmakers have tried to get something together very quickly around January to see if they can get a permanent solution to E15, because it's been so convoluted and confusing, especially for the refineries and oil pumps that are trying to figure out how to do this whole thing. So they're trying to find a permanent solution, and that was going pretty well, but it didn't quite make it. So now what's happening is, what could happen in Illinois? And I talked to the Illinois Fuel and Retail Association.
Oh, wow.
They were
for everything.
I know, there really is, but they're a big group, and they're worried because what happens if federal regulations stay as they are, then we could see a 25 to 30 cent increase per gallon.
What? Gas has been slowly but surely trickling down.
Exactly. So that would be not very nice. Plus, there are some other outcomes. If an emergency waiver was then put again, there would be a price increase slightly, but it would go down. Because the problem would be is that a lot of those refineries would have to go at a loss. Basically, a lot of fuel legalese and stuff that is very, very complicated, but that's the general gist of it. Okay. The third option, which the Fuel Association is trying to urge Governor Pritzker to do, is to waive back into the E10 waiver. So then they don't see that cost increase. So you wouldn't see that cost increase at all, and we'd all be okay. That's what they're saying, at least. But it looks like there could be even some federal regulations. And I should say that the reason why I mentioned the governor, that's not a decision that goes through Springfield or the General Assembly. It's a decision that goes straight to the governor, and he can decide if we can waive back into it. But federal lawmakers are really looking at a way to actually get involved with this and I actually talked to LaHood today. He says they're going to have a bill filed as soon as this week, maybe a vote in 2 weeks. So they're really trying to move this forward. They're really trying to move this E15 legislation forward because of the confusion, because of how convoluted it is, and because of how important ethanol production is to the state. Illinois is a huge producer of ethanol, so it would be obviously a gain if we're able to get this passed. So there's a lot on the table here. There's a lot at stake, and LaHood put it as it's a win for farmers, it's a win for the environment because it's more environmentally friendly fuel, and it's just a win for consumers in general because we wouldn't get to see this price increase.
All right, well, Cameron, thank you so much for breaking that down. Now, switching gears, take a look at this. Singapore Tourism Board is hoping to bring something new and refreshingly human to the dating world ahead of the Lunar New Year and Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Aunties Not Algorithms brings back the tradition of matchmaking, guided by aunties who often know best. Starting today, singles can submit their profiles on a website for the chance to be matched by celebrity aunties and a matchmaker. No swiping required. 2 lucky people will get a fully paid date, including a cooking class with a Michelin star chef, round-trip flights to Singapore, and a booked hotel at one of the city's most popular buildings. Wow.
Wow, that sounds expensive, though. That
Good thing
sounds
they
like,
get the trip.
yeah, they're like, oh, wow, you get to go to Singapore, you know. I wonder what kind of cost is involved. It's like, you know, they're like, look, you get to go to Singapore. It's like flight and hotel costs not included. But no, I think that would probably be the right direction. You know, I remember when I was dating and on the apps, oh my gosh, it's horrible. It
Right,
is.
you do need a little guidance helps.
Exactly, you know, and especially like from all I'm hearing, just dating just feels like it's getting worse and worse. There's no real positive thoughts to those stuck in the dating scene. You know, we're lucky because
Fortunately,
we
somebody
found
got
out.
married.
Yeah, I did. I did actually forget to wear the ring, though. I'm still not. I'm actually still not used to putting it on. I am. You just trust the news. I am married.
All right, when we come back on Beyond the Headlines, we've got Austin Feeman talking about a Twin Cities teacher who won a huge award. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines and the WMBD Plus app. Our next local story of the day. A Twin Cities teacher is being recognized as a potential Teacher of the Year. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, WMBD's Austin Feeman joins us now to tell us more about this teacher and what it means for him to be recognized. So, Austin, who is this wonderful teacher?
Yes, thank you, Cameron. Thank you, Brianna. So, this teacher, Don Whitman, he's being recognized as the East Central Teacher of the Year in Illinois. He's a teacher over at Normal Community High School in Normal. He teaches engineering and technology to high schoolers every single day for the past 27 years. That's a very long time, if you ask me now. Like I said, he's going to be honored, or he is being honored as the East Central Illinois East Central Teacher of the Year. There's 12 other teachers who are being recognized for different regions in Illinois, but Don is the one in the East Central region. And yeah, he has the chance to become the Illinois Teacher of the Year. That's between the total of the 13 teachers who have been recognized. The Illinois Teacher of the Year will be picked from, excuse me, I'm having trouble speaking today. It will be picked from those 13 teachers.
That's really cool. So talk to me. And honestly, the way he was moving around in the classroom, and you could actually see the kids were engaged,
right.
But maybe because you had a camera on them, that could have also been it. But yeah, talk to us a little bit, Austin, about how he engineered his philosophy in teaching.
Yeah, so like you said, the kids were very engaged, even when the camera was not recording or on them. You know, I first walked into the classroom, and they were all ready to be there and to learn from him. You know, he really takes a hands-on approach to his teaching. He believes that teaching hands-on and actually doing something, making something, is the best way for a kid to learn. And honestly, I agree. I'm definitely a hands-on person, and I would have appreciated a teacher like that in high school. Now, he believes that if you can show the students that what they're learning is fun and useful, they have a better chance of actually learning it. You know, a lot of kids will just sit in a classroom and take notes just because they have to. But with Mr. Whitman, he really engages with the students, and they really learn from him and take something away from every single class that they have with him. He also believes in teaching outside of the classroom, bringing real-world situations into the classroom to help create some problem solvers, or create some situations where problem solving is needed. But he also mentioned that teaching is not just a job to him. It is his entire life, his lifestyle. He wakes up every single day thinking of ways that he can better himself in teaching these kids. And, you know, just sitting down on one class, I can tell that these kids really look up to Mr. Whitman and all that he teaches him. And when I was there today, they were doing a really fun activity, which they were challenged to make a structure to hold a little metal nut, I believe it was, as high, make the structure as high as possible while holding this nut. And they only had about 4 feet of welding wire, a piece of cardboard, and some tape. And I was talking with him. I was like, yeah, this seems like a really fun activity, and they seem really engaged, and he agreed.
Well, I hope your high school teachers weren't watching right now, because they might be a little, you might get some angry emails. You're like, I was your English teacher. I taught you fine. You just couldn't write. Blah, blah, blah. Well, thank you, Austin, so much for breaking that down. And seems like some great news happening in Bloomington Normal. Now, you know, graduating from high school is a big life event. Graduating from university is another big life event. Getting married is kind of like the next life event.
Right, and somebody forgot their ring today.
Oh, yeah, well, I plead the fifth. Now listen to this, Disney fans have a new place to get married. How about that? Starting in July, the Haunted Mansion courtyard will open for weddings early in the morning before the park opens. The ceremonies, which Disney calls hauntingly romantic, can fit up to 25 guests, including the mansion's grinning ghosts. The packages Disney offers includes an efficient light decor, photography and transportation to and from a Disney Resort hotel. The venue fee starts at $15,000 for the Disneyland Resort in California. Okay.
Ooh, I don't think Christina's going on that one.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. We might be able to pull enough money to actually get to LA, and then we'll have to crowdfund from that point the $15,000. Look, I love the idea, but man, these things are so expensive.
Right.
You know?
We're twins.
I know, right?
When we say Jinx, you owe me a soda. Was that a thing in Australia?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
I think you owed me about two.
But you
we
know,
said engaged earlier. We said.
Yeah, we said.
Whatever we just said just now. I forgot that quick, but we're twinning. Jinx.
Twinning. Yeah, Jinx. And I think it's also, I wish we had, you know, some cheap options. It's like, hey, for $5, you can get married on my porch. You know, I'm like, okay, let's have a varying economy here.
Right. That's a good idea.
All right, we've got one more local story for you when we return on Beyond the Headlines. We're sitting down with our web reporter, Josh, to hear about a movie being filmed right here in Peoria. We'll be right back. Oh, would you look at that? Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Our final local story of the day, a movie scene filmed today in Peoria. Wow, it will include prop guns and even a protesting crowd.
Yes, sir. So WMBD's web reporter Joshua Seabaugh joins us now to let us know all about the movie being filmed in Peoria. So Josh, could you tell us a little more about this movie?
Yes, so it is a dark comedy movie. It's an indie movie. It's called Solutions. The movie itself is according to a producer, is about a former Chicago Bears player and his relationship with his supermodel wife, who is having an affair with a local pastor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like Rasputin at this point, you know? It sounds like.
Oh, look at the scenery.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So this is filmed at a former church. One of the producers is from this area.
Okay.
And they were looking for a place that, well, would be nice. And they ended up talking to the owner of this building. And they were allowed a full week to film both inside and outside. And as you can see, it's very gorgeous. It is a beautiful church and is perfect for the scene that they are filming tomorrow.
And what is the scene they're going to film tomorrow?
So from what we were told, the scene is, as I mentioned, the pastor is not a very good pastor. He is, along with the affair, he is also apparently scamming people. He's ripping people off. He does not follow the Bible or the teachings of Jesus at all. His congregants find out about this and they go protest. That is what the protest scene is.
They're
going
ready to storm the church. Okay.
They're going to protest the church. And one thing that's worth bringing up so that people are aware, there will be, like you said, fake guns used in this scene. These are airsoft guns, which are also basically decommissioned. They will not make any sound. There will be nothing coming. There will be no dangers. There will be no blanks on scene. So
but if you see some people with guns around that area,
They're supposed to be there.
Yeah, they're supposed to be there. All right. And I think it sounds very intense. You know, we go, the pastor's there, and then there's the protests, and then, guns. That's kind of like, wow, that escalated real quickly.
Can we go watch it, or can we go be extras in the scene?
So that's the fun part, yes, actually. So tomorrow, when they're filming the scene, the protest specifically, the producers said that because it's an indie film, they can't exactly get the large, audience of protesters they want. So you can, being respectful, of course, you can go to watch the protest as it's being filmed, and if you are wanting to, you can be part of
The crowd?
about the crowd, being a background actor. You can be part of it.
What time are they filming?
We might have half the WMD newsroom in this
Let me
film.
get an IMD page around here.
Yeah.
We're probably going to need some news to cover the protest. No, it is between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. tomorrow is when they are filming.
That would be a great stand-up. Like, imagine you're protesting in the crowd, and you're like, oh, we're protesting right now, but we're actually reporting on the. That'd be so fourth wall.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna call in sick just a little, and then be
Okay.
magically feeling
So
better.
if we see you on the staff off list, we gotta make sure to check the movie afterwards to see if that really checked out. Oh,
My
that's really
goodness.
interesting.
Can you anchor the fort for me tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I
Thank you.
could anchor all the shows. I'll just run the whole thing. You, Thomas, Rebecca, you could do your thing. You could actually do that. So
Well, Josh, thank you for breaking that down and giving us those
course.
exciting details.
yeah, I know. Sounds exciting. Filming in Peoria.
Right.
Well, now that sounds pretty awesome, but here's something that really stinks. Chipotle has announced their earnings recently and dropped the news that they plan to raise their menu prices this year. Oh man,
Aren't they already expensive?
I know, right? The company says customers can expect to see a 1 to 2% increase as the company is financially under pressure. Chipotle reported a nearly 2% decline in sales for the year. They plan to increase prices to keep up with inflation and offset declining sales. They also found that the average Chipotle customer skews younger and makes over $100,000 a year. That doesn't sound right.
No, I think there was something about like they want to reach the audience.
Oh,
that
like
were the
they want to
customers.
have like a more high-end customer. They always do
But they're
this.
always in college town, so that makes no sense.
Exactly. And the reason why people haven't been buying Chipotle is like if you ask people on the street, they're like, Chipotle in 2018, fantastic. And it's
Overrated.
just fallen down. So
Right.
maybe they should look at their
the
quality.
portions get smaller and the prices are going up.
Yeah.
And they are quick to holler. Apparently, double meat. That's what I heard. I don't know because I don't go to Chipotle, but
Yeah.
they don't play about their
No,
meat.
they don't. And especially double guac. That's like $6 if you want to double tap it, you know? At the end of the day, that's a lot of money to spend on
Right.
guacamole.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for today's Beyond the Headlines.
You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.